Hi everybody, my name is Ali and I'm going to be leading you through this restorative yoga practice today. Before we begin, I just wanted to mention that wherever you're at today, make sure that you're listening to your own body throughout class. If there's any postures that feel not quite right for your body, feel free to modify or adjust and make sure that you're doing whatever feels best for you. Some props you might need for today is maybe some blocks or a blanket, but really those are all optional. Everything that we're doing today we can do without props. So with that in mind, we're going to start today lying down on our back, taking up as much space as you want, closing down the eyes, relaxing through the shoulders, and just turning your attention inwards toward the breath. And at any point during today's practice, your mind starts to waver, you can always bring it back towards the breath. Starting to notice where in your body you're holding tension and breathing into those areas, letting that tension go with every exhale. Maybe starting to notice the time and the distance of your breath. Inhaling to 4 and exhaling to a count of 4. And maybe bringing that number up to 5 or 6 or 7 throughout practice. Connecting with the breath. We'll inhale, bring the right knee in towards our chest, relaxing through the shoulders. And you can stay here in stillness, or you can begin to rock the leg from side to side, or beginning to make circles, opening up through the right hip. Eventually coming in to a place of stillness, relaxing the shoulders, closing down the eyes, and breathing here. During our class today, we're going to be holding postures for a little bit longer than we would in a traditional hatha class. And this is to really get into the muscles where we're holding that stress or tension. And with your exhales, just learning to let it all go. Letting go of anything in your body that's no longer serving you. Taking one more breath here. And on the next exhale, letting your right leg come back down towards the mat. Inhale, left leg comes in towards the body. Again, choosing to find stillness, or maybe rocking the left leg back and forth. Or creating circles and opening up the hips, closing down the eyes, relaxing the shoulders. Eventually finding a place of stillness here on your mat and coming back to your breath. We'll take one more breath here. And on the next exhale, letting the left leg come back down towards the mat. Moving into our next posture of reclined butterfly. We'll bring the soles of the feet together as the knees come out to the side. Arms can be out to your side, stretched up overhead or on your belly. With every exhale, feeling your knees drop down towards the earth. Inhaling through the nose and release through the mouth. Taking one more deep breath here. And on the next inhale, hugging both knees in towards the chest, giving yourself a big hug. And slowly rocking from side to side, massaging out the lower back. And when you're ready, rolling over into fetal position on your right side. And with helping hands, coming up into an easy seated position. Grounding through the sit bones, lengthening through the spine. We'll bring our shoulders up, back, and down. And you can keep your hands heavy on your knees, or bring them into prayer hands in front of you. And take a moment here to scan through your body, noticing how you're feeling today. Noticing what your body is really asking for and needing during your yoga practice today. And whatever that is, honoring your body for the rest of class. Inhaling through the nose and release through the mouth. We'll plant our right hand beside us. Inhaling, left arm comes up and over, coming into an easy side bend. Opening through the shoulder, maybe looking up at your palm. If you want to go a little bit further, maybe coming down onto your forearm for an even deeper stretch. But listening to whatever your body's asking for today. Taking one more breath here. And then coming over to your second side. Planting your left hand, inhale, right arm comes up and over. Maybe coming down onto your forearm if you did so on your first side. Making sure that you're not caving in to your left side body. Just going to whatever feels best for you. One more breath here. And then moving back through to center. You can either keep your legs crossed like this, bring them into butterfly. And we're just going to start to slowly fold forward, walking our hands. Maybe bring your head to rest on the floor or a block or a blanket or stack fists. Doing whatever feels best for you. Connecting here and being present with your body. Again, taking a scan through your body, noticing where you're feeling tension, and then letting that go with your next exhale. Inhaling through the nose and release through the mouth. And then slowly making your way back up to seated and moving into a tabletop position. Finding your alignment here, knees underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. And we're gonna move through some cat-cow. Inhale, dropping the belly, heart shines forward, gaze comes up to the sky. And exhale, curving through the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, dropping the belly. And exhale, curling through the spine, chin to chest. Take a few more of these at your own pace. Maybe mixing it up and having some fun with it. Rocking the hips from side to side or making circles with the spine. When you're ready, coming back into your tabletop position. And we're gonna bring our knees to the outside edges of the mat, big toes together, and sink our hips back towards our heel for child's pose. Dropping the chest, letting the forehead rest on the mat, relaxing through the shoulders, and letting yourself feel grounded here within your own body. Slowly starting to walk your hands over to the right side of the mat, coming into a half moon shape. And then once again, lowering the chest, grounding the forehead, coming in to a child's pose. Slowly walking your hands over to the left side now. Coming into half moon on the second side. Dropping the chest, grounding the forehead. And staying here, connected to your breath. Scanning through the body. Walking the hands back through the center. One last time, dropping the chest, grounding the forehead, coming back to your breath. We'll take one deep breath all together, inhaling through the nose and releasing through the mouth. And then slowly making your way back up to tabletop. Finding our alignment here. And then coming back to sitting on our knees. If this is painful for you, you can put a blanket under the knees. And if that still hurts, you can come into a cross-legged seated position. Bring the hands in towards the chest and inhale, arms come up overhead. Reaching towards the sky, looking up. And exhale, dropping the hands. Interlocking the fingers behind us. And then bring the shoulder blades together. Heart up to the sky. Gaze comes up. Taking a breath here. And on our next exhale, slowly folding forward, keeping our fingers interlocked, and maybe bringing our fist up overhead, grounding the forehead. Breathing here. If at any point this becomes too much, dropping the hands down towards the sides. If you've not already done so, slowly with control, dropping the arms down to your side body. Coming back to the breath. Noticing how you feel in your body. Inhaling through the nose and release through the mouth. We'll walk our hands back in front of us, coming up onto all fours, and then tucking our toes under, lifting our hips back and up, coming into downward facing dog, taking what you need here. Maybe pedaling the legs, shaking the hips. And then when you're ready, slowly with control, bring your right leg forward into pigeon pose. And coming down, untucking the back foot. Your leg can either be at a 90-degree angle or a 45-degree angle, whatever feels best for you. We'll lift through the heart, looking up towards the sky. And on the next exhale, starting to come forward, maybe down onto our forearms or resting our head. It can be really nice if you have a block or a blanket to put that underneath your forehead for a little bit more support here. We're going to be here for a couple of minutes. Taking one more deep breath here together. Inhaling through the nose and release through the mouth. Starting to come up out of your reclined pigeon, walking the hands back towards your knee, tucking the back toes under, lifting the back leg, and then stepping back into your downward facing dog. Taking what you need here. And on your next inhale, lifting the left leg. And exhale, bringing it through to pigeon on your second side, dropping the knee, untucking the toe. Finding your alignment here. Inhale, lifting through the chest, looking up towards the sky. And exhale, starting to come forward into your reclined pigeon. Again, finding that block or blankets if you need it. And coming back to your breath, using it as a tool. through the nose and release through the mouth. We'll start to walk our hands back towards the knees. And then instead of lifting our back toes, we're actually going to bring our weight over onto the left thigh, swinging our right leg in front of us. We're going to bring the left toes to the right thigh. Inhale, arms come up overhead. And exhale, reaching towards the right foot. And if you don't quite reach your foot, you can bring your hands to the floor or your knee. Finding what feels good for your body here. And then with the help of your breath, letting yourself slowly sink into the posture. One more deep breath here. And then on your next inhale, coming back up to seated, I'm going to bring the left leg out now. Right foot comes into the left thigh. Inhale, reaching up towards the sky, and exhale, folding forward, grabbing for the toe. Maybe finding your block to rest your head. And slowly, with your breath, coming into the posture in a way that feels good for you. Taking one more deep breath here. And then coming back up to seated, moving any props you have out of the way. And if you have a blanket or anything, just to make yourself a little bit more cozy, bring that so it's around you now. And we'll come down to laying on our backs. Relaxing through the shoulders. We're going to inhale, bring the right knee in towards the chest. And exhale, bring it over to the left side, coming into a leg twist. Right arm can come out to the side, gaze can go over the right shoulder. Breathing here. inhale, bringing the right knee in towards the chest, giving it a big hug. And exhale, letting it fall back down towards the mat. Taking a breath. And then inhaling the left knee in towards the chest. And exhaling it over to the right side. Left arm can come out. Maybe gaze over the left shoulder or up ahead. On your next inhale, bringing the left knee back through to center, hugging it in. And exhale, letting it fall back down towards the mat, coming into your final Shavasana. Letting your whole body relax. Letting your shoulders relax. Closing down the eyes. Noticing if there's any tension in your jaw and letting it go. Coming back to your breath in our final resting position. If you have a little more time today and want to continue your Shavasana, please pause the video now. If not, we'll start to slowly bring awareness back into the body, wiggling the fingers and the toes, and making circles with the wrists and the ankles. When you're ready, coming into fetal position on the right side, using your arms as a pillow, and taking a few breaths here. Slowly, with helping your hands, making your way back up into a comfortable seated position. Hands can be heavy on your knees or in prayer hands. I invite you to close down the eyes, connecting to your breath, and do a final scan through your body, noticing how you're feeling after your practice today. And if that's any different than how you felt at the beginning of today's practice. We'll close our practice today with one breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. From my heart to yours, namaste.